What's up, guys? Just got done reading a few issues, and we'll kick it off with Made in Korea. This is issue number 4 of 6. Going to be ending pretty soon here, and I wonder how it's going to end because we'll get to that in the very end. But previous 3 issues, Jesse made 2 so-called friends. We knew they were up to no good because they're making pipe bombs and guns. So if you're making that type of stuff, you have some bad intentions. And Jesse, being a machine, she has no feelings. She has no comprehension of what was going on. And this issue, the plan comes to fruition. They are going to do a school shooting. It reminds me of Columbine because they're dressed in all black. I believe even one of the Columbine school shooters asked his classmates about their faith before he did something horrible. And the same thing happens in this issue. So the issue begins with Jesse and these 2 guys going to the school. These 2 guys end up opening fire on her classmates. She realizes that these guys are horrible people. She wants to help one of her classmates that is injured. So one of the school shooters turns on Jesse and shoots her. And because she's a machine, she doesn't die, but she goes down. And she takes a few minutes to reboot. And once that happens, she ends up rescuing a lot of the kids. Pretty much the whole school. She ends up running through walls to cause these big holes for the kids to run through. In the process, she tracks down one of the school shooters, rips his freaking arms out of his body, which is pretty badass. The other guy she finds just smashes his head into the floor. And she's pretty scared. She ends up running away. And she finds the guy that created her. You know, he's been there searching for her and trying to take her back to Korea. So she finds him and basically tells him, "Did you truly create me? Are you my father?" He tells her yes. And she ends up going to Korea. So I wonder how these last 2 issues are going to end now that she's in Korea. We'll find out. But hopefully it ends pretty strong because I'm really liking the title. The next issue I read is, what is this? Barbaric issue number 3. Not a lot happens in this issue. We have Owen and Soren down below still fighting these demon creatures. The main guy turns into this big old snake. Owen takes him out. They kill everybody. They end up escaping and getting away. And once they're up top and in a safe spot, they're trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Owen's like, "I'm not going to stay in this shithole. I don't want to be here anymore." Soren is trying to figure out what she wants to do. She wants to tag along with Owen. At first, Owen wasn't really feeling it. But at the end, he ends up telling her fine, he could come along. And the Axe is pretty happy. And he's like, "Well, yeah, now the Axe has someone else to talk to. So it's not just me." So they're figuring out what they're going to do. Some guy named Steel ends up running up to them and asking for help, telling them there's vampires. So that's how it ends. So next year, 2022, it comes out again. And that miniseries will be them fighting vampires. Hopefully it's a little longer because they're making a hardcover that comes out in a few months. 3 issues, kind of small for a hardcover. I wish it was maybe 5 issues would have been a good size. But yeah, so let's continue. Here is Echolands. This is issue number 1, a new title by Image Comics. Co-creators and writers are J.H. Williams III and Hayden Blackman. J.H. Williams III does the art, and the colors are done by Dave Stewart. Right here we have our main character. Her name is Hope. Hope is a thief. She steals a gem from this powerful wizard by the name of Tauros Demon, I believe is how you say his name. And once she steals this gem, she ends up running away, trying to escape because they're trying to get her. It kind of reminds me of Aladdin, that open market feel, narrow streets, just dirt and stuff like that. And she's running through the streets. She's knocking down, fruit stands. She's knocking down these birds and setting them free to, just give her some cover to escape. She ends up going to this, it looks like a pub where all these thieves hang out. She's bragging to them how she just stole this gem from Tauros Demon, this powerful wizard. And they're pretty proud of her because, who would steal from him. She's bragging about how the guild is going to see, that she's brave enough to steal from this guy. And she's beginning a lot of work now because she's a pretty brave thief. And while she's bragging, Tauros has the death dogs on their way to recover his gem. They get there. They kill some dude that was standing by the door. This big fight happens, and that's pretty much how it ends. So yeah, I'll be getting this next title. But check it out. You read it this way instead of the normal way. It took a minute or 2 to get used to, but wasn't that big of a deal. And last but not least, I read Vinyl. This is issue number 3, Not a lot happens in this issue. It pretty much leaves off where the second one did. The group is in this mansion bunker place trying to look for Dennis. Yeah, so that's pretty much same thing. They're there trying to find Dennis. We learn two things. One kind of important, one not so important. There's like a 2-3 pages where um, Walter goes and recruits Renee to join the group to find Dennis. And while he's at her apartment, she's taking a bath in this tub full of blood. There is a dead body in the closet. Dennis is hanging up his jacket. There's a dead body just right there in the closet, no big deal. And it's skinned, so that's pretty creepy. And the skin is on the sewing machine. She's sewing it up to make some type of bodysuit or something. So yeah, hopefully the next issue or two we get a little backstory on that. That'd be pretty cool. But the big thing we learned this issue is Walter has Alzheimer's, and that's why he needs the music, because without it, he loses his memory. He remembers nothing. It kind of reminds me of me. That's why I don't do a lot of review videos, because I have a horrible memory. So, yeah, if you ever wondered why doesn't this guy make review videos, that's why I have a horrible memory. But yeah, we learn Walter has Alzheimer's, and he needs the music to remember. He ends up killing this lady, and while she's dying, she grabs his iPod and breaks it, and he loses his memory. And that's kind of why in issue number 1, it opens up with Dennis and Walter in that room where that zombie lady is about to kill Dennis, and Dennis is pretty much begging Walter to put on the bear mask, because Dennis is hoping that would kick in Walter's memory, and he would remember and be able to rescue him from this zombie creature. So yeah, nothing too crazy happens, but we do learn that little bit about Walter. But I'm gonna have one more issue left. That is King Spawn. Never read Spawn before, so I saved that one for last. I'll be reviewing that one whenever I read it in the next day or two. But yeah, peace out, guys. See you when I talk about Spawn.